Well, I just want to give a quick update on a silver scenario right now. Actually, it's still about the same because stocks now they're talking like there's more people that are responsible analysts from the real heavy duty mainstream, and not talking about the mainstream editorializers in the rags. But I'm talking about people that really know their shit that are in the financial world. They're talking about possibly a 40 to 60% correction in the equities because they've been inflated. First off, there's a record number of people buying equities on margins, and once something goes down, there's a margin call. They got to keep selling. It could create an avalanche because most equities are bought on margin debt, right? The other thing is the equities are approximately double where they should be. Equities typically throughout the last 100-something years have followed within 2 or 3 percentage points of the inflation rate and GDP combined. We're like double that. I mean, it's ridiculous. So 50% correction or more is definitely within the cards, possible. The other thing is that, there's interest rate hikes probably not going to happen in June. I know there's going to be the Fed meeting or some crap coming up here on June 17th. They expect them probably in September, but if it ever happens, it's going to be very short-lived because they're going to have to go on to Super QE, and that's just going to be the situation. And what a perfect time for the markets to come down when the president has only like a year left, right? Right? I mean, shit, it ain't gonna matter, right? He's on the way out the door anyway. And it looks like Jeb Bush he's talking like he's gonna run for president. I was like, oh, boy, that's bad news, because if there's one person that could make Hillary Clinton win, it would be Jeb Bush. Because to tell you the truth, I'm not voting for either one of them. And she's basically on the side all the way of New York Wall Street, and there's no doubt about it. But I have to tell you, though, also on today, June 15th, 800 years ago, the Magna Carta got signed, which was the first rung on the ladder to freedom. And, how it got signed, it wasn't a pen was mightier than a sword. Yeah, it was signed with a pen, but it was basically they put a sword to the king's throat at the battle after he lost the Battle of Runnymede. He told him to sign it or else. And that's might be what's going to be happening here eventually if they freaking put the screws to people too much. But actually, I want to tell you something else. Besides, if you're a silver holder, you want to be thinking across the board on independence. Doing your own stuff, growing your own food, solar panels, whatever. I'm thinking about getting some solar panels. That might be something to do. I always keep delaying it because I know they get cheaper. They're more and more efficient. They're like 30-40% efficient, and they use silver in them anyway. So anyway, I heard they do. But the thing is, they last for 25, 30 years or more easily. And it can provide you emergency power and some kind of power. Not that you're going to power your whole house, but gives you a little bit of autonomy just in case, something crazy happens. It's not a bad thing to do because, our whole modern society that progressed really has a lot to do with electricity. And if you're dependent on a power company only, you're probably good with, generators are cool, but, you want to have solar panels too. So, I know a lot of people who are in silver, very independent-minded, so... that's another thing. You want to look more along different lines of how to be independent-minded. Also, I've been watching, I never watched this guy before more than 5 minutes, was Pete Santilli, and it was about Jade Helm, and some military guy said, go watch it, it's important for you vets. I was thinking, I don't know, what the fuck. I watched the short version, So I watched part of it, and I was thinking, he said that Jade Helm was basically an exercise to freaking practice on gathering up veterans, and then you got a list of all the veterans, Well, I think this is, I don't know, but I have to tell you one thing. Watch all this bull crap with these guys on the alternative media. I don't know if they're legit or not. I think a lot of them aren't legit. I don't know about Pete Santilli, but I can tell you a lot of the other people I don't think are legit. But I can tell you this, I don't know how the hell they're going to do that without the cooperation of local law enforcement through all the different counties and municipalities in like California, New Mexico, Arizona, and Texas. So beware of these freaking stupid rumors, and also beware of the stupid rumors that are going to abound when, say, silver goes up. I think silver's going to go up when oil goes way up, when Saudi's feeling a lot of pressure and being attacked on the northern front from ISIS on its northern border, and also from Yemen on its southern border, and their oil production's even more affected by this. That's when I think silver's going to go up. When you see oil, when there's a major conflagration in the Middle East, oil refineries are blowing up and stuff like that, and also you're going to be riding a motorcycle when this is going on, because I think gas at the pump is going to be at least $6 a gallon. But when that happens, that's when you're going to see the silver and gold go up. It's historically, that's when oil goes in an extremely fast, hard bull run. That's when you see gold go up, and then silver freaking follows it. And sometimes, a lot of times, it catches up and passes the percentage rate that gold went up. But just beware that, if gold went up to $5,000 an ounce, that doesn't mean silver's going up to $100 an ounce. I don't know. It might, but then again, I don't know. I think that would be the real outside freaking height that it would get to. I think maybe when it goes way the hell up, it's going to go way through 50, through probably 60 or 70. And the predictors out there, the doom and gloomers, going to be telling $250, $500, $1,000, $1,200, $2,000 an ounce. I'm like, shit, it ain't going to go up that high. No way. Not without the whole United States collapsing completely. And I don't know if that's going to happen, but I hope it don't happen. I just want to make money on silver and not have the United States collapse, man. I can tell you that right now. Anyway, so, I don't want it to get too... I'd rather just have silver go up and everything go down in price. That would be the best thing, but it's not going to be a reality behind it, actually. And when these markets come down, I expect they're going to be coming down late this summer or September. That's when they're really going to get hit. Expect palladium, platinum, and rhodium go down a lot because they're all industrial metals. Silver, I don't know if it's necessarily going to go down much. I think it's just going to jump around up and down, and it's going to be erratic movement during that time, but it's not going to really take any crazy hits like some people have been predicting, because it's too tied to gold, and gold might do better during those times because of uncertain times. So anyway, just to keep you on an upbeat note, also this weekend I'll be going down to a car show, and hopefully get a lot more videos on classic cars and post those up there and see what's out there this weekend. And because this is not going to be one of those doom and gloom conspiracy channels, man. I'll tell you that right now. I get into some of those weird subjects, and I don't think they're totally weird because they're reality, because they're just not discussed too much on the major media. I think they're reality, and I delve into a lot of things. I even delved into the hollow earth theory. Not that I believe it or not, disbelieve it, but I just delved into it from looking at it from, how could that possibly be, or whatever, gave it some pause for thought. I just delve into it as an intellectual exercise. I don't actually push the freaking, sky is falling shit all the time or nothing like that. But, part of the thing is, besides keeping an upbeat, positive attitude, I know people got silver to be independent and keep off out of the banking system, whatever the hell it is. But, on the other side of it, it is too. You want to be independent in different ways. You want to have food storage, water storage, different ways to get electrical power with generators. And, I'm probably going to get some solar panels because, well, they got some silver in them anyway. And it'll last for 30 years or more, probably longer than a generator. And you don't have to refuel them, and they're getting more and more efficient. I keep delaying that stuff because, the price keeps coming down cheaper. I remember when it was like, $2 a watt. Holy shit, that's cheap. No, $1.50 a watt, that's cheap. $1 a watt, now it's below $1 a watt, and you got like 30-40% efficiency on the panels. And I'm like, whoa, man. Eventually, no matter what you buy, it's going to be outdated. It's like buying a computer, right? It's a freaking piece of junk in a year. But with Moore's law, it applies to solar panels. But probably good to invest in a little bit of that technology. I'm probably going to start doing a little more of that. And just so you could have some backup systems for who the hell knows what can possibly happen. And you notice my tack on this motorcycle was jumping all over the place when I was filming this. It's fixed now. That shit was freaking got monsooned on, man. It was at a short in here. Some wires need to be fixed up. But anyway, yeah, I'll figure out, we just got ahead. I think that, you know, I hate to say it. The one thing I think is doom and gloom is I think Hillary's going to be president. And, Wall Street's behind her. And, she'll be the first woman president and all this kind of. I hope she doesn't president. It'd be nice. But if Jeb Bush is running, I figure he's going to be on a ticket. He's caused the Republicans to lose no matter how bad the economy gets. And, Hillary will be president. And actually, I think she's the worst freaking thing going because she's got no empathy at all. Bill Clinton had, the husband was a guy that used to care about what the Secret Service families, how they did, how they were feeling that day, at least on a one-to-one basis. Her, she don't give a shit. But it could even be worse. It could be Chelsea. God, talk about the other wicked witch. Anyway, let's hope something happens in our favor between now and then that really knocks her out of the box because I think there's enough stupid people out in the world that'll vote for her. But I'm going to actually vote for, if it's Jeb versus Hillary, I'm definitely voting for neither one of them. No way in hell. No way in hell. Anyway, just keep the faith, and I like to ignore politics, but damn, I can't ignore it when it's that bad. Anyway, so just beware that this market crash that they're talking about in the equities is coming up pretty soon, and it's unavoidable. And when it starts, it's going to snowball avalanche because just about most of the market is bought on credit margin. There's no way they can avoid it. No way in hell. So, that's the reality. That's not a doom and gloom. But like I said, those people that own those equities and all that shit, they have that. They're not actively freaking spurring the economy on. Like if it was somebody that had credit for some big projects in irrigation, bridge building, whatever, electrical infrastructure, whatever, anything like that. And they lost the money and they didn't spend the capital on, making something. I'd say, yeah, but, that'd be bad. But for the most part, it's going to be a psychological thing because most of those people are just sitting on the money. And a lot of it's just the big banks have it. A lot of, fat cat retirees that, they probably got, well, it depends. Some retirees get a lot of money, some don't. But if you're a smart retiree, you should probably have some silver, man. I can tell you that right now. You should not be freaking invested in the markets the way things are right now. But, nobody's going to listen until after the fact. But I think a lot of fat cats are going to get hurt too. But a lot of those people aren't reinvesting anyway. So the real economy is all about what you can do with your tools, your brains, your know-how, and your skills. And that won't be affected. Like I said, it helps if somebody's got more capital to give you money to do something. But those kind of people that are investing in equities, they're just sitting on the money anyway. So I don't think it's going to affect us too much overall. So, when it happens, don't freak out about it because I think that just means super QE. It's going to be super high oil prices, super high gold prices, super high oil and silver prices. And then palladium and platinum will boomerang like a crazy and go way the hell up too, along with silver.